Working for free is a hot topic in any creative business. In the early stages of growth, it can be both a necessity and an expectation. Even for an established business, it can be a very useful tool for branching into new areas, diversifying skills, or as a means of giving back. What many business owners fail to do, however, is to learn how to say no. They get bogged down with countless projects that don't pay the bills, and this can lead to resenting the clients, poor quality of work, or even a complete business meltdown. I've seen countless video creators fall into the trap of taking on too many low to no budget projects with no real purpose in mind. When done correctly though, they can win you thousands of dollars of new work and take your business to the next level. In the early days of my business, I had my fair share of fruitless projects. Through trial and error, I was able to see exactly what did and what didn't work. An example of one very fruitful passion project I took on that offered a huge return on investment was with a local artist who installed a giant water slide down the main street of a nearby city. It was a fun idea with a lot of buzz around it, and so I assembled a small team and set a 24-hour deadline. Choosing a project with a large PR campaign behind it and lots of press coverage meant two things. First, I could piggyback off the PR campaign and have my video published wherever the story went. To get the most out of this, I agreed with the company that in return for working for free, that they'd create an active link back to my website wherever possible. Second, media outlets from all over the world got in touch asking to license the footage. Not only did this provide some financial return, but it also built valuable connections with key people at well-known brands and broadcasters. Between the inquiries made via the website link and my new connections, this free project alone led to over £20,000 in new business. I was featured in news articles on all sides of the world, and Discovery Channel even used my footage. When done right, passion projects can open new doors and make huge financial returns, but you must have a clear strategy in place. From my experiences, I developed a checklist of 3 criteria. If a free project doesn't meet at least one of these, then I know it's not worth considering. They are: you believe it will take you a step closer to your goals by creating a highly relevant showcase video or case study. For example, breaking into a new area or industry that would otherwise have been very difficult without portfolio material. 2. You see an opportunity to win over one of your ideal clients by demonstrating your abilities and building trust. But be careful not to be taken advantage of here, or to lower your perceived value. We'll go into more on how to do that in a minute. And thirdly, it's for a cause that matters to you, and you want to use your skills to give back. This includes any videos that might have social impact or for personal fulfillment or both. The importance and benefits of running an ethical business would be a course unto itself, but the main point to remember here is that social impact work generally benefits those giving as much as those receiving. Your time is valuable and your resources are limited, so pick your projects wisely. Don't commit to anything that you don't believe is aligned with one of these 3 reasons. Once a project is past any of those 3 criteria, it's also important to maintain clear structure and boundaries when undertaking. Some important pointers to remember are: pick your projects wisely. This may seem basic, but it's pretty much a golden rule that you should always remember to be selective with what passion projects you take on. Look for projects that will get you exposure. You can do this by finding a project that has an existing PR campaign behind it or paid advertising budget. In this way, you're effectively exchanging your services for exposure, hopefully beyond the value of what you're offering. If I had paid for the equivalent advertising to get my name in those news outlets, it would have cost me tens of thousands of dollars. Check in advance that you can use the project for your own promotional purposes. This is part of a really important point, which is to remember to negotiate. Don't just take what you're given. When you're working for free, you have a lot more control over the outcome. That might mean negotiating to be able to do your own edits to make it more fitting for your portfolio, or that your name and active website link will be made visible wherever possible. Make sure it's something that you'll be proud to shout about and will want to share with prospective clients. That means ensuring it's going to be relevant to them. Last but not least, set a deadline. For my city slide project, I set a clear 24-hour deadline, both to limit the possible costs in time and money, and because it meant we'd be releasing a video that was still relevant. Overall, when engaging a client for a passion project, it's important to set the boundaries and make it clear why you're doing it. You don't want to devalue your product by giving the impression that you're cheap or free. In order to help you start off your projects on the right foot, and to encourage fair negotiation with clients, I provided a template message to send to prospects. By phrasing your request as I have in the message, you'll be able to make it clear you're being generous while also being reasonable and professional. In line with the previous lessons, it will also allow you to implement a little brand positioning and show that you're not just a creative technician, but a business person who understands business concepts. Both the template and the guidelines I've mentioned are ultimately just examples. There's no strict rules to how you should go about pursuing passion projects. The main thing to remember is to set yourself boundaries, be clear with your motivation, and don't be afraid to say no. A last thing to mention would be how often to take them on. For those just starting out or looking to move into a different niche, Follow the guidelines in the previous video and aim to create at least 3 examples. For established video creators, doing a passion project every 3 to 4 months is a good way to expand into new markets and just generally boost your portfolio. I hope that these insights into how you can get the most out of a passion project have been useful. They can be extremely valuable when done right, and can be some of the most fun and rewarding work that you'll undertake in your career. Just remember that when making business decisions, your goals should always come first. If you have any questions about passion projects, then feel free to email me at jackson@5dayfilm.com, and I'll see you in the next video.